Welcome back to another episode of Two Guys Unfiltered. This week we're reacting to Reddit posts, specifically Am I the Asshole Trans Edition.
Before we get into it, don't forget to like this episode, subscribe, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram so you don't miss out on future episodes. Now let's get into it.
So pick which one. Do you want me to pick
You'd
which one
like
to
the
go for?
best. Yeah.
Let's see. So the first one is Am I the asshole for not letting my son transition at 18? So ever since my son was young, he would always tell me how he didn't want to play with his sisters because they liked Barbies and watched girly shows. When he was 10, I walked in on him crying. He told me how he wasn't a girl and was sick of everyone treating him like one. My wife and I decided to start addressing and treated him sorry. My wife and I decided to start addressing and treated him as a boy. My son is now 16 and wishes to start get top surgery. And I told him I felt it was too sketchy to mess with the body's natural course of puberty and he should wait until 18. I told him that when he's 18, I will pay for every piece of gender affirming care, but but not until he's done growing. He was angry at this. He told me he didn't want to be a girl for his teenage years and wanted to start now. I understand his pain. Am I the asshole? Should I start him on gender affirming care? Your thoughts?
Yes, you're the asshole. Because if you believe your son, then why are you preventing him from being himself? Like maybe not have started testosterone at the age that they came out at and waited till they were 18, but at least like hormone blockers,
Yeah, something.
or at
Something
least
that
like
no, I mean I would say because for puberty blockers, it's like pre-puberty. So at 16, he's already very well into puberty at this point. So like I
right.
think that for trans guys or trans mass people, like you start or you can start T at 16. So it's like
Oh.
why not just do it? Like if you
Mhm.
see him for him and you believe him and you know all these things and you're just probably listening to the media saying, "Oh, well just wait till you're 18." Like
18, right.
that's only gonna cause more if he makes it to 18, like, that's statistically speaking. So, yeah,
Mhm.
she's the asshole
Like,
for sure.
I guess, like, devil's advocate, I can understand, like, ma preferring people wait until they're 18 because like, frontal lobe develops, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
But, like, have at least started the process of, like, talking to a doctor, talking to a therapist, not just being completely like, "Oh, no, you have to wait to start the process for everything until you're 18."
Right, and then her whole thing of being, "Oh, well, I'll pay for it all once you're 18." What's the issue in, like, possibly getting it covered while he's under whatever insurance he's under now?
Right.
That
Yeah.
makes no sense. At 18, he's just an adult, he's done with your insurance, and then you're gonna be
Mhm.
paying more money.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But, yeah, she's the asshole.
Yes. Asshole. Okay, this one was kind of interesting. Am I the asshole for forbidding my trans sister-in-law from observing me giving birth? It's a little long, but okay. This is a pretty unique situation. I'm 32, female, and she lives in Florida. Basically, I thought this was a pretty cut and dry situation, but apparently not, as I'm getting a lot of judgment from different people, and my phone is blowing up, so I don't know what to do. And I'm thinking I was out of line. So she says, I'm 6 months pregnant and I've been very open about what kind of way I want to give birth. I've discussed this with my group of girlfriends extensively, along with my family. Ideally, I want to have a natural, unassisted birth at home, which is near a hospital if things start to shape up as problematic. I think, sorry, sidetrack. I think that's fucking crazy that people do home births like that.
I
Knowing you
mean, I
could go
get
to
it.
a doctor to give you like pain medication and like actually make sure things go smoothly. But
I
at the
get it though.
same time, yeah, I
Doctor
get
I
it.
mean, yeah, I get it. So, like, doctors, sometimes it really depends on, like, demographic wise too. I
Oh, for
totally get it.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, back to
Like,
the
it
Reddit.
yeah.
Um, and what did she say? Ba-da-da-da-da. Now, this process, I want support, and of course, my husband is going to be there, but I also want my two sisters to be there with me. This is where things get controversial. I may in conversation with my friends and family, I mentioned I want my sisters there with me. I do not want my brother there, that would just be weird. But in these conversations, my trans sister in law was present, and she got the idea that she would be included in this childbirth situation. Just for reference, she transitioned about 3 years ago. I was unaware of this until last week, but when she told me if there was anything in particular she should bring for the birth, I calmly mentioned that I'm very selective over who I want in this very intimate situation and told her that I hope she isn't offended if she isn't there for the birth, for the actual birthing. This is when things blew up. She lost her temper, and I got a torrent of emotional outbursts. Who uses the word torrent? She said that she was never able to give birth herself, and excluding her is taking away from her womanhood and depriving her of her only chance of experiencing this expression of femininity. When she found out my two sisters were going to be there, she told me that I was transphobic and she has much of a right to be there as they do. After this, I received many emails, Facebook messages from several different people calling me transphobe and many other hurtful things. My trans sister in law is very active in the trans activism community, which I fully support, but apparently she told them what had transpired. This obviously rallied them to harass me, and now I'm starting to wonder if I messed up. I kind of wish I never mentioned anything about the birthing process to her. Maybe I should have kept all these plans to myself so she wouldn't feel excluded. I'm aware trans people have a pretty shitty deal in life, and perhaps this added to their feelings of exclusion. But the other part of me says it's my birthing. I'm going to be very vulnerable and exposed, and I owe it to myself to make it as comfortable and as safe for me as possible.
Wow. That's a lot. No, that one was
Right?
interesting. So, off the bat, I'm just gonna say flat out, I don't think that she's the asshole. Now,
I agree.
if she were to be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have my sisters," and then the sister-in-law was like, "Oh, me too," and she's like, "No, you're trans. You can't come."
Right. Yeah.
Then you would be yeah, then you're transphobic, then you're the asshole. I think the sister-in-law is, like, making some sort of I don't even know the words for it. It's like, "You're taking away from my chance at femininity or womanhood." That's not up to
Mhm.
your sister-in-law to create. That's
Right.
to each person. So, like, you're taking away from her birthing plan, like, or her giving birth to her child. Like, I don't
Mhm.
think she was the asshole in any way. There's, like there I was like,
Yeah.
leaning, and then I was like, "No," just straight, just like, "No, not at all."
No, like, once the trans sister made it about, like, her identity and herself, I was like, "Oh, not the asshole." But
Yeah,
had, like, it was the intention behind it, right? The intention of her not being allowed to be for the birthing process was because she just wanted, like, her sisters. Like, you're an
right.
in-law. Like, that's a very clear difference between, like, your actual sister and, like, your in-laws. Like, I wouldn't feel
Exactly.
comfortable with my in-laws there if I was the one giving birth. Like, that would be weird.
Exactly. Be very weird. I even think,
Yeah.
for some people, like, if it were me and my wife and, like, we were having a child or whatever, I would want it to just be us, like, just an intimate thing
Yeah.
between 2 people, like, that I don't think that there needs to be a whole show watching my wife push
No,
the
yeah, I
baby out.
thought it was weird that this lady wants her 2 sisters there as well. I'm like,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
but
saying,
okay."
yeah.
Like, maybe your
Like,
mom, like, that part I get, but, like, your
maybe,
sisters?
yeah, yeah. The whole sisters, the mom, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh my
guess, like,
god.
it's kinda on the sister-in-law for assuming that she was going to be a part of it instead of just asking, "Oh, am I going to also be a part or can I?"
Yeah.
And that's also she's the asshole in that.
Mhm. Speaking of, like, birthing at home, you haven't watched the show I recommended you, huh? Wayward?
No, I watched the other
Okay,
one you recommended. Actually, I haven't even gotten
okay.
through the first episode of that one.
Wayward, it's not really like a spoiler. Maybe it is. It is, never mind, I won't say it.
No?
But just know that the lady gives birth in her home, and there's a lot of people present for her birth, and it gets really weird. It's about a cult, so
Interesting.
that that gives you much to go
Gotcha,
off of.
gotcha. Interesting. I mean, I used to watch a lady on, or like a family on YouTube, and, like, for her, she's given birth to, like, all of her kids at home. And then, like, she also,
That's
like,
crazy.
waits she doesn't name them, and, like, she also waits until, like,
Mm,
they're old enough to start crawling, and she'll, like, put different names, and whatever name they crawl to, that's their name.
that's kinda cool, but, like, what do
Interesting.
you call them up until the name?
Baby. I just
Baby?
call
That's
them
it?
baby. Mhm. Yeah, just
Baby number
baby.
1, baby
It's the
number
weirdest
2,
thing. I mean,
baby
it's,
number
like,
3.
weird, but it's, like, cool at the same time. It's real
Yeah, that's
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, because, like, you're naming someone that you don't even know if that name fits them.
exactly.
And I feel like some people, like, you can look at them and you're like, "Yeah, that name fits you." But then
Mhm.
other people, you look at them and you're like,
Yeah.
"Really? That's your name?"
That's what your parents wanted to name you?
Yeah,
That's
right.
funny. That's the name they chose? Alright, let me see.
I
Okay,
felt
we
like
can
your
just go
name
on a
suits
run.
you, though. Like,
Yeah,
you
I've heard
you
that.
feel like a
I had,
Julian to me.
yeah, that's because like, it's interesting because I had a whole, like, list of names, and Julian was not on there at all. And then, I had started, like, thinking about movies, and, like, one of my favorite movies is, Big Daddy with Adam Sandler,
Mhm.
and the little boy's name's Julian, and he's all, "Do you even like that name?" And I was all, "I like that."
And there we
Even
go,
since,
that's
like,
your
I was
name.
little, like yeah, I was little too, and I used to like that movie a lot because the little boy's name was Julian, and I was like and I never, like, put 2 and 2
Connected it.
together, added the
Yeah.
equation, yeah, I just was like, "Okay, I love this movie, sure." But yeah, no,
It was funny.
I've gotten that too.
When my sister was trying to figure out, names for my nephew, I was like, "Hmm, I have a list. Let me go through them." So I was reading
You're
off
all
my
here's
potential
my list.
names, and yeah, and she was like, "Wait, I actually like that one. Maybe it'll be that," but it wasn't. So
Oh,
they named him Theodore
okay.
because my last name is Jefferson, so they have one president. And then my first nephew is Jackson, so they have a second president. So now they needed to name the son Theodore, so they're all named after presidents.
Interesting. One of my nieces actually, her middle one of her middle names is my dead name. Um,
Interesting.
so it's really interesting. Yeah, it's great for her. I love that for her. So when she's in trouble, like they'll say her first and middle name or her yeah, her
And
first
you're
and middle
like,
name together and I'm like, not any like I used to, but not
I used
anymore.
to too.
Like I just okay, like I'll it's a very common name. I hear it all the
Mhm.
time, so I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Like move along. Like it just doesn't correlate in my brain anymore. It's very interesting.
Fair.
I don't know.
I, um, I would cringe inside every time I heard it, but then I'm like, it's such a common name, like, you need to get over it. Um,
You're talking to yourself in the mirror. Get the fuck over
yeah, get over it
it.
already.
Yeah.
Um, Recently, because I was like, I need to, like, work on that. Like, I shouldn't be, like, cringing or, like, my skin crawling every
Mhm.
time I hear it. So, you know that app Finch? Like, the little habit tracker with the little penguins?
Yeah. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen it
so I
before.
downloaded that and I named it my dead name. So, like, every time I get the
Oh,
notification, I'm, like, desensitizing myself from, like, seeing it,
interesting. That's a good way. That's good therapy.
right? And then I had to take care of her
W
because
August.
it's a girl, but I
Yeah.
have neglected her. I haven't touched her in, like, 2 weeks.
You're all, "She's dead.
So,
She
not going off
died."
to a great start.
That's actually really funny. You're all, "Yeah, she's, not doing so well. She's on her deathbed."
I guess that's a representation of how I'm controlling my life as well, right?
That's so funny. Alright, let me see.
Wow, we
Okay,
got
so we'll just
sidetracked.
nah, it's okay. Let me see. Okay. So am I the asshole for finding out my crush is trans and not being attracted to him anymore? So I started going to art school
Yes.
about a half a year ago. Okay, hold on. I started going to art school about half a year ago. And about after a couple of months of talking to people and trying to make friends, I met this guy who I thought was super attractive, funny, and we shared a lot of common interests. He seemed genuinely to like me as a person. We became good friends. We hung out often. I felt like I was making a real connection. We both started to develop an attraction for each other after a couple months of just being friends. Hanging out became equivalent to dates. We would make out, cuddle, take naps together, etc. I guess I would classify this as we were dating. We had been very good friends for months at this point. Well, people who are attracted to each other tend to want to have sex with each other. Our makeout sessions were getting very hot and heavy, kept escalating to the point where we were about to have sex. I go to unbutton his pants, and I notice there's no bulge whatsoever. Well, maybe he wasn't hard yet. I unzip his pants and notice he literally does not have a penis. I look at him, and he just goes, "Oh yeah." That was the moment I found out he was trans. I stopped immediately, we started talking about it, and he told me how it was hard for him to be who he was, and I understand that. The thing is, I almost feel lied to. He had months to tell me the truth, and yet he continued to pursue a romantic relationship, leaving me out something I deem very important. I don't want to sound offensive, but I'm strictly straight. I'm not attracted to vagina at all. I want to have sex with the penis, if that makes sense. Maybe if he would have told me a long time ago about it, I would have been able to overcome since I like him so much. But to find out on the spot like that, I don't know. My attract my attracting she said my attraction for him has faded, and I would like to continue being friends with him, but nothing more because it's just not what I'm looking for. He's now very mad and upset with me because I don't want to be in a relationship with him. He called me evil and a manipulative person, but then in the same breath says he faked our entire friendship. I think he said that just to try to hurt me, but now I'm seeing him as a sociopath of sorts. I'm just overwhelmed, flabbergasted at what happened. Am I wrong? Am I the asshole?
I'm 50-50. Like, you're 50% the asshole, but also 50% not the asshole. And I say that because if the dude in this situation knew it was going to get to that point, personally, I feel like they should have been informed. Like, I don't feel
Like
like they
prior?
should prior, correct. Like, I don't feel
Okay.
like the partner should have found out in that manner. Like, I feel like it should have been a discussion prior to, like, going that far. But I also say that she is the asshole because for you to say you're not attracted to a vagina, like, that's fucking weird. I don't know. Like, you fell for this person without knowing that that was,
Mhm.
like, what was in his pants. So, for you to all of a sudden be uninterested and unattracted because you found out what's in pants, yes, you are transphobic for thinking that.
I think when people have the right to like um is it their genital preference, that's
Mhm.
fine. But to like you said, like, just to go so long to be like, "Yep, oh, I like this dude so much, I like this dude so much," and then you get to that point and you, like, find out and you're like, no, never mind, I don't like you, I just wanna be
Mhm.
friends with you 'cause I'm strictly straight." Well, so the hell is he, he's straight too, I'm
Right.
confused, he's a man, like, and if you've seen him
That
as a
part.
man before, you should still see him as a man now, so,
Exactly. And,
um
like, there's so many
yeah.
sex toys out there, like, you're
Right, you
not
want a
even gonna
penis?
know the
Go buy
difference.
one.
Right.
Exactly. Go buy another one. Go buy your own size, your own color. I don't fucking know. But like, but yeah, no. So, and then I think there's a lot of talk when it comes to like, oh, disclosure as a trans person when dating, disclosure
Mhm.
as a trans person. It's like, for us, we're married. So I don't know. Like, I met my wife pre transition and then,
Yeah.
no, I don't have to worry about that, which is fine. But like, I think if you're like the way I would view it in myself if I had to, like, date people would be like, "Oh, if I'm just talking to you, you're probably not gonna know I'm trans."
Right.
Unless we're, like, on, like, a specific whatever, dating app there is or whatever, but
Mhm.
and if we're, like, even going to be physically together and, like, kissing or anything, I'm probably gonna tell you I'm trans. Just because, so
Yeah,
you know, so you're not, like, thrown off guard, you
because
just
why would I
unbutton the
wanna
pants and yeah.
do that with someone who's then gonna be like, "Oh, never mind.
Mhm.
Like, what you
Yeah.
have is not my cup of tea." Like, then
Right.
that is, like, gonna hurt me mentally and emotionally, so, like, why even
Right.
deal with that?
Why even
Just
put
get
that
it out
as,
of the
like, a
way.
potential to happen, like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the thing. But, yeah, I guess what you
So
said too is, like,
50-50.
50-50. Yeah, 50-50 for
Mhm.
sure.
But I also feel like that trans guy is toxic by, like, trying to go back and say, like, "I faked everything." Like, "No, the
So,
fuck you
yeah, that
didn't."
just would,
Like,
like,
you're just
he
hurt.
his
Like
yeah, his ego's just shattered a
yeah.
little bit, that's all,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, that's just bitterness. I mean, who knows what
Yeah.
she said, so I don't really know.
Right. Yeah. Because if she's supposed to, she poster. Like, she probably left something out to, like, not make her look as
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. Some people are toxic.
Okay. Do we want grandfather's funeral? I'll give you a hint for that one. Or indirectly forcing, uh, to reveal a dead name.
Mm, we'll do dead name.
Okay. Alright. Am I the asshole for indirectly forcing a trans man to reveal his dead name? I was attempting to serve legal documents upon someone who we will call Jane Doe, who had reportedly been evading process servers for some time. I don't know what that is. I went to their address, and a female roommate confirmed that the address was correct, but the person I was looking for was at work. I returned the next day and was told by a male resident that the person I was looking for no longer lived there. I obviously assumed this was a lie, but left temporarily and obtained details of Jane Doe's registered vehicles to be sure. When I returned again, I confirmed that her vehicles were at the house, but nobody answered the door. I returned for the final time a couple hours later and found both the male and female roommates that I had already talked to outside on the driveway. The female roommate changed her story, and the male roommate insisted the person didn't live there anymore. I pointed out their contradicting stories and the fact that Jane Doe's vehicles were there. Finally, the male roommate, we'll call him Jane Doe, tried to snatch the documents from me, and I lost my temper a bit. After a quick verbal argument, I basically told them I was tired of the bullshit and not to try to touch me or the documents again. John Doe admitted to formerly being Jane Doe. He had transitioned and now goes by John Doe. I was still pissed off, but gave the documents over, told them I would notify the client of the name change, and left. Later, I received an email complaint. They didn't realize it would go directly to me, essentially saying I was a bigot and insensitive and how wrong it was to force someone to reveal their dead name. Sorry, there's also an edit that says, I forgot to include that John said, "That's my car," when I pointed out the vehicle's description or the registration. In hindsight, I think he was expecting me to catch on to the name discrepancy, but at the time, it just seemed more like lying.
Mm, Imma go with she's the asshole in this, I think, because,
The poster
like,
is the
the
asshole.
edit, had she yeah, like, she's for sure the asshole, like, yeah, the one who posted it, because like, if if you didn't add the edit part in, I would probably be like, "Oh, no, you weren't the asshole," but, like, if he was like, "That's my car. Hello," just give him the papers then, because he's already saying
Mhm.
without saying, like, "Hey, that's my fucking name, you caught me, just give me the papers." Um, had you, like, not added that, then you wouldn't have been the asshole, but it could have also just been, like, the case of, like, somebody trying to, like, get away from the whole debt thing or whatever it is that they're being served for, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I would say she's the asshole or the poster's the asshole.
That's what I thought originally when I was reading it. But then I read it over again and I determined not the asshole. Because one, like argument's sake, right? This person is already evading some sort of like lawful practice, right? So that's already
Mhm.
like a big no-no in, like, adult
Mhm.
world, right? So, if
Yeah.
one roommate is saying, "Yeah, they live here," like, that's the correct address, like, why not just be like, "Yeah, I'm trans, like, my I just haven't updated my name." Like, why have to go this whole, like, circle around the fact that their name is changed? Like, because I feel like as a trans person, sometimes we're like, "Oh, everyone knows that trans people exist," but most of the time, people don't know we exist, like, people don't know that people change their name and their gender, you know? Like, it's a
That's true.
brand new topic to them. So, like, I would I understand, like, not realizing from just, "That's my car," like, people are oblivious sometimes.
That's true. That's very true. Because sometimes when you say trans man, like when someone says, "Oh, da 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 da, trans man," um, bigoted people think they're saying like they're talking about trans women still,
Right.
because they like to call trans women men or
Mhm.
whatever. So like,
Men,
yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's fair, but I still think she was the asshole. Because like for me, if I'm just putting myself in that situation, I'm like, oh, okay,
Oh,
I'm
I
serving
for sure
somebody.
would be
Oh, here
pissed
you
too,
go.
but,
Like,
like, again,
yeah,
yeah, devil's advocate, and I know no one wants to advocate for the devil, but
but that's what trans people do. August.
right? We are the devil reincarnated.
All right. So that's a wrap on this episode. Thank you guys for watching.
Leave a comment if one of these posts stood out to you. Maybe you had a different answer than us. I don't know. But as always, don't forget to like this episode and share this episode with someone you know. Bye. I feel like that was awkward, but oh well.
Was it? It's always awkward. It's okay. Did you want to redo it?